consciousness, and he's an initiated disciple of his Holiness Radha Govind Goswami Maharaj. Academically, Prabhuji holds a Master's in Information Systems from New Jersey, and spiritually holds a Bhakti Shastri degree from ISKCON Chopra, Mumbai. He leads the youth preaching initiatives at ISKCON centers in US, which is Seattle, Chicago, and North California. He also leads the preaching at University of Washington. Prabhu has orchestrated various one-time youth retreats in locations such as Baltimore, Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore, and very specially, he conducts a Sharanagati youth retreat at GV, aiming to ignite their enthusiasm for the path of Krishna consciousness. For your benefit, GV is in Mumbai only. It's not in US. Go on an eco village. So professionally, Prabhu works in the IT sector and is settled in Seattle, Washington. All of Prabhu's classes can be found in his YouTube channel called Arjun Sakha Das Official and Instagram page Arjun Sakha Das Official. So those who are come for the first time, I will tell you a tradition, right? So we welcome in our Bhakti tradition, right? If you go outside, you greet anyone, hi. But in Bhakti tradition, what we do? We greet everyone by loudly chanting Hari Bol. What do we chant? So we will greet him, welcome him for taking out this very precious time for all of us by chanting Hari Bol. How many times? And how long we have to chant? Neighboring societies has to be here. Okay, are you ready? Okay, so let us welcome Prabhuji by 3 times chanting. And I would also like to welcome Prabhuji's parents, Shyam Chandra Prabhuji and Sudhari Mataji, and they are disciples of Bhakti Damodar Goswami Maharaj. Thank you, Prabhuji and Mataji, for coming here and giving us your association and giving us 2 illustrious preachers in ISKCON, Amrendra Prabhu and Arjun Sakha Prabhuji, who are creating miracles in the world by spreading Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much. So let us welcome them by 3 times. Loudly chanting. So without taking much time, I will hand over to Prabhuji for the class.
Hare Krishna. Can we be much louder? Hare Krishna. Thank you all for being here on a Sunday afternoon when we could have ideally maybe slept or maybe gone to the movies. There's a lot of movie buzz going on in India right now. You know which movie, you know which actor, you know which scene. Sab has rahe. So you know what I'm talking about. But in spite of all that, you have come to a temple to hear a class and kirtan. I thank you all very, very much. Before we start, we'll do about 5 or 10 minutes of kirtan and then get started in our discussion, followed by if there is any questions, answers, comments, reflections, etc. And then we'll again wrap it up with kirtan. Sounds okay? Yes? No? If it sounds okay, it should be a very loud Hari Bol. We always wait for that one devotee. कोई तो एक शुरू करना है. वो बचपन से वो स्कूल में भी और कॉलेज और whatever, we always wait for that one student to raise his hand. अगर टीचर ने कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछा है, एक कोई हाथ उठाया, फिर बाकी सब हाथ उठाएंगे. ठीक है, so we'll do a little kirtan and then get started. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Everyone, much louder. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. Everyone, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Only boys. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. Girls, Hare all together, please. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone, much louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone, much louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Speed up. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudev, Jai Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Thai Gora Premanande, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Gurudeva ki, Samaveda Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki, Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande, Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande, Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for being here. I know there's some background construction noise. Hopefully that settles quickly, but can everyone hear me? Jai. Krishna is kind. Okay, let's get started. Before we start, let us chant the Mangalacharan prayers, also called as the invocation prayers. Let us seek the blessings and the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and all the superiors, previous acharyas, and then get started in our today's discussion. If you have these prayers memorized, kindly chant along so that we can chant as loud as possible. And if you don't have these prayers memorized, it is still okay. These prayers from the Shastras are so powerful, whether we know the meaning or not, it will still be effective. But if we can chant along, it will be wonderful. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari वृषभानुस्तु ते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनेति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी त्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। ऑल टुगेदर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण। I once again thank all of you all for being here, coming from different parts of Mumbai. Some may be from Thane, some may be from other parts, taking the trains in the afternoon, local trains or bus or car, or I think most would have taken a train, unless go ekdam. Most normally take a train. But thank you again so much for coming to hear and chant about the Supreme Lord. When Srila Prabhupada went to America, one reporter came to Srila Prabhupada and said in a very argumentative way, Prabhupada was very interesting. Prabhupada exactly knew who is coming in front of him in a humble mood and who is coming in a very argumentative mood. One reporter came to Prabhupada and said, Swamiji, why have you come to America? Now it's the wrong question to ask Prabhupada. He looked at Prabhupada and said, Swamiji, why have you come to America? Now he was an Indian reporter. Prabhupada looked at him and said, why have you come to America? No one had asked him this question. So he thought and said, Swamiji, better opportunities. You see, most times youth, they go for masters, bachelors, etc. Why? So that पढ़ाई करेंगे, बाद में अच्छा जॉब मिलेगा. वो पढ़ाई तो बात की बात है, मेन एजेंडा इज ना बाप बड़ा ना भैया, बेटा सबसे बड़ा रुपया. पैसा कमाने मिलेगा, उसके लिए पढ़ाई करेंगे, राइट? ऐसा शायद कोई विरला ही होगा जो बोले कि नहीं नहीं पढ़ाई करना है. Most often youth are interested in making money. So he was also in America. Prabhupada looked at him and said, why have you come to America? He said, Swamiji, better opportunities. Prabhupada said, same here, better opportunities. Because Prabhupada also tried in India and it didn't work out. And he went to America also for better opportunities. But Prabhupada said, there is a difference. You have come to America in the mood of getting something out of America. आप धन अर्जन के लिए आए हैं, पैसा कमाने के लिए आए हैं, डॉलर कमाने के लिए आए हैं. I have not come to this country to take something out of this country. I have come to give to this country. So the difference is you have come in the mood of a beggar. I have come in the mood of a giver. He never asked a question to Prabhupada after that. Srila Prabhupada was very interesting. He knew exactly how to humble someone who was very puffed up or proud. But that's the prime reason we see Srila Prabhupada went to America to give this message of Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada had tried in India, whether it's the League of Devotees in Jhansi, or whether it is so many obstacles that came in the life of Srila Prabhupada. Oftentimes we say, अरे वो प्रभुपाद थे इसीलिए कर दिए. ना ना, प्रभुपाद जी के जीवन में भी बहुत कठिनाइयां आई थी. It's not that Prabhupada was an acharya, so Prabhupada's life was smooth. Right from the start, Prabhupada's life was filled with obstacles. One time Srila Prabhupada, Satswarup Maharaj writes in Lilamrit, one time Srila Prabhupada went outside his home, and that time he was a grahastha, he was married. He went outside for some work, and when he came back, the Bhagavatam manuscripts, वो तो उस जमाने में तो इंटरनेट था नहीं, लैपटॉप था नहीं, तो they were all manuscripts and then they had to be printed. So the Bhagavatam manuscripts that were there, they were all not to be seen. घर में रखे थे, they were not to be seen. So he called his wife and said, where was those manuscripts? I just kept it and I went outside. Where are those manuscripts? You know what his wife said? She said, there were no tea packets. चाय की पत्ती घर में नहीं थी, तो मैंने भागवतम बेच दिया और उसमें से जो पैसा मिला उससे चाय पत्ती खरीदी. Can you imagine something? Selling Bhagavatam, we promote book marathon, etc. And Prabhupada's own wife sold all the Bhagavatam manuscripts that he had so painstakingly written. For what? For chai ki patti. That is when Prabhupada asked, do you want tea or do you want me? And the wife thought jokingly Prabhupada was asking, she said, I want tea. And Prabhupada took that as Krishna's indication of renunciation, and Prabhupada left home. Srila Prabhupada had a couple of children, of which one child was a special child. And he would eat from the trash cans of Calcutta. So if you think Prabhupada had a very smooth grahastha life, no. His business collapsed, Prayag Pharmacy. His wife did not align with him. He had one child who would eat from the trash cans of Calcutta. And amidst all of this, Prabhupada decided to do something that no one ever in the history had done. To go on a journey of 37 days on Jaladuta to the United States. No one had ever done it. If you have been to any of these countries like US, UK, etc., you know it's a very long flight. 10, 12, 15, 16 घंटे लग जाते हैं. यदि आप अमेरिका से आते हैं, मिनिमम 20 से 24 घंटा लगता है. 20 to 24 hours, and that too, believe me, I am young. I would say so. I am also like all of y'all youth. But believe me, by the time I land in India, the back hurts. वो 20-30 घंटे बैठे रहने से पीठ में दर्द होता है. Prabhupada did that at the age of 70 for 37 days. Prabhupada's disciple Mother Malati, in 2016, my brother was saying this to me. When he was in Boston in 2016, every year they arrange, on Prabhupada's arrival to Boston, they arrange a ship. And all the Prabhupada disciples get on a ship at exactly the same place where Prabhupada landed. The Commonwealth Pier in Boston. And the ship goes around for about 1 hour. And different disciples, they share different memories of Prabhupada, and the ship comes back. Just to get into the mood and feeling of how their Guru Maharaj did it. Mother Malati was saying, when it was her time to speak about Prabhupada, her opening line was, she said, it's been 35 minutes I am there in the ship and I am already feeling giddy. Already chakkar aa raha hai. I don't know how my Guru Maharaj did that at the age of 70. At the age of 30 and 40, 30-40 minute ship में मुझे चक्कर आ रहा है. I don't know how my Guru Maharaj did that for 37 days. And what was his benefit? What did he get out of it? Did someone give him money? No. He had multiple heart attacks on the ship. He didn't even know whether he's going to reach America. पहुंचने वाले वो भी पता नहीं है. When Prabhupada's son Vrindavan Chandra De, when he bid farewell to Prabhupada, when he was there on the dock, and when he saw Prabhupada entering the ship, he looked at Prabhupada and said, my dear father, why are you going to America? इंडिया में रह के प्रचार कीजिए ना, इसके पहले तो कोई अमेरिका गया नहीं है, विदेश गया नहीं है, आप क्यों जा रहे हैं? Why are you going? Someone else will go. Why are you going? And his son Vrindavan Chandra, he in his memories, he says, I didn't even know whether I will ever see my father again. क्योंकि उस जमाने में तो ईमेल नहीं था, व्हाट्सएप नहीं था, स्नैपचैट, इंस्टाग्राम इत्यादि नहीं थे, और चिट्ठी भी यदि लिखनी है यूएस से, so you can understand it's very difficult. Vrindavan Chandra, they had tears in his eyes when he was sharing this. He said, मुझे नहीं पता कि मैं फिर से अपने पिताजी को देख पाऊंगा या नहीं. I was looking at my father and telling him, why are you doing it? Some other god brother will do it. कोई और कर लेगा, आप क्यों कर रहे हैं? And Prabhupada looked at him and said, only one thing. Do you want to know what Prabhupada told him? No? Doesn't sound convincing. Do you want to know? Srila Prabhupada looked at him, his own son, and Prabhupada just told him one sentence. He said, this is the only thing my Guru Maharaj instructed me to do. And in the 70 years, I have not done it. This is one last time. If I don't do it now, I will never be able to do it again. This is the only thing that my Guru Maharaj told me to do. I'm just trying my level best to fulfill it. Why are we even speaking about Prabhupada? You may think the verse is Bhagavad Gita. What is Prabhuji speaking about? Connection kya hai? If not for Srila Prabhupada, you and I will not be sitting here. If not for Srila Prabhupada, there is no Prerna festival. Let's pause and think. If there is no Prabhupada, there is no ISKCON. If there is no Prabhupada, there is no Sunday feast. If there is no ISKCON, there is no Prasadam. Bina Prasadam ke kaise program? One time Prabhupada said, a program without Prasadam is in the mode of ignorance. I was in America and एक program कर रहे थे, youth program था. So I said this in the class, and interestingly the host had not prepared anything. I said a program without prasadam is in the mode of ignorance. Host को attack आ गया, उनको डर लगा रहा है, बाप रे प्रभु जी एक बार पूछ तो लेते. And then the Mataji was going here and there buying grocery and this and that, and somehow she prepared something. Class was for 1 hour, but by the time she prepared groceries, my class ended. So she said, प्रभु जी थोड़ा कीर्तन कर लीजिए. मैं बोला माता जी कीर्तन हो गया, नहीं प्रभु जी और कर लीजिए. So then I realized the kirtan was not for kirtan, it is to make sure her prasadam gets finished. So today I can say confidently, because after class there is some prasadam for all of you all. If there is no Prabhupada, there is no prasadam. If there is no Srila Prabhupada, there is no deities. If there is no Srila Prabhupada, there is no Prabhupada disciples. If there is no Prabhupada, there is no program like this. So many of us would have come here with our friends. पहली प्लान करके आए रहेंगे, इतना बजे स्टेशन में मिलना है, स्टेशन से जाएंगे साथ में, right? शेयर ऑटो करेंगे इत्यादि, whatever. If not for Prabhupada, we will not have any of this. And it's not just youth, even for adults. The life that we live right now is because of the sheer sweat, blood, and determination of one old man who went to America not knowing whether he will even be successful. One time, one reporter, he came to Prabhupada and he asked Srila Prabhupada that, Swamiji, why did you come to America? Now, in the past, one reporter had already asked like this. This time, the reporter was humble. So, if you remember, I said, if you are argumentative, Prabhupada will give an answer like that. But if you are humble, Prabhupada will have a very humble answer. This reporter asked, Swamiji, why did you come to America? And Srila Prabhupada looked at him and said, one god brother of mine went to Germany and failed. Another god brother of mine went to UK and failed. I thought if I have to anyway fail, why not I fail in a new place? जब anyway fail होना है, क्यों ना हम कुछ नए place में fail होए. But Krishna was so kind upon Srila Prabhupada that he did the unthinkable. When Srila Prabhupada went to America, he had only 1 month visa. Tourist visa, 1 महीने के लिए मिला था. And Prabhupada was so confident that in 1 month he will be able to establish something. प्राय ये देखा जाता है कि यदि जब आप विदेश जाते हैं, पहले के 5-10 दिन तो आपका जेट लैग में निकलता है, फिर अलग 3-4 दिन निकलता है खान पान में और वेदर में, So many challenges are there. Prabhupada had 30-day visa, and in that he was confident he will establish something. And he did it. He did it. By the time it was day 28 or 29, Prabhupada applied for an extension of the visa. And then he got one more month extension. Then he got one more extension. And by doing this again and again and again and again, 1966, the first temple on an American soil, the first temple on a Western soil in New York, Shri Radha Govinda, was established. The first ISKCON temple, dear devotees, were also Radha Govindji. The deities were brought from India, from Jaipur. They were shipped all the way, and Prabhupada installed them. And if you have seen them online, they are wonderful. Black Krishna, very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And the temples just started coming one after another. And this temple that we have is again an extension of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada on all of us. The way Srila Jayapataka Maharaj has written, Jadi Prabhupada na hoito, tabe ki hoito, e jiva na bohito kishe. If Srila Prabhupada wouldn't have, I was almost about to say, if Prabhupada wouldn't have come to America, if Prabhupada wouldn't have gone to America, none of us would have this privilege of practicing Krishna consciousness in this rarely attained human life. There are so many youth in Thane. There are so many youth in Mumbai. How many come for a satsang? You go and tell your friend, हम मंदिर जा रहे हैं. मंदिर? इस उम्र में? ठीक है ना सब? They look at you as if there is something wrong. I'll give you an example. When I got my first job in US in 2019, so it was a telecom provider company. जिस प्रकार यहाँ Airtel है, Vodafone इत्यादि, वहाँ T-Mobile करके कंपनी है. So I got a job in T-Mobile. And one day it was a team lunch. How many are working here? Job hai? Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. There are team lunch, and most often for team bonding, you have to go for a team lunch. And hum to thehre ISKCON wale. No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex, no onion garlic, no tea, no coffee. अरे आप खाते क्या हो? सब no ही है. And I had not told them that I am an ISKCON person. So we went for a team lunch. And what I had thought was, ये पहली बार है, यदि पहली अगर no बोल दिया तो it may not look good. I will go and I will just sit, वहां जाके देख लेंगे, कुछ ना कुछ बहाना बना लेंगे. So I went and they all started ordering. And the team leader who was there, he looked at me and said, क्या लोगे? I said, कुछ नहीं. He thought he didn't hear it properly. He said, what? I said, कुछ नहीं चाहिए. So he looked at me and said, तो यहाँ आए क्यों? So I said, no, it is team bonding, that's why. And believe me or not, I told him I cannot eat, but there was a bigger secret in my heart that I couldn't tell him because I knew he will not understand. That day was Ekadashi. राम नाम सत्य है. अब उनको कहां बोले एकादशी? वो तो ठहरे, वो हैदराबादी बिरयानी ऑर्डर कर रहे, ये कर रहे, हमारा तो एकादशी है. If I tell him no onion, no garlic, he will be surprised. If I tell him ekadashi, it will be too much. So I told him, I will not have anything. So then he kept asking. So then I showed him like this. So he said, क्या है? I said, कंठी माला है, हम बाहर नहीं खाते. So he looked at me and said, ठीक है ना सब? He thought I had some problems. I said, सब ठीक है ना? I said, सब ठीक है, सब सही सलामत है, हम नहीं खाते बाहर. So then he told me something I will never forget. He looked at me and said, I was about 23 that time. So he looked at me and said, ये तो ऐश करने का जमाना है, कहां भक्ति में लग गए? ये तो ऐश करने का जमाना है. This age is for time pass. ये तो पिक्चर देखने का जमाना है, दारू वारू पीने का. ये कहां भक्ति बिक्ति में आ गए आप? ये तो ऐश करने का जमाना है, कहां भक्ति में लग गए? Now I couldn't give him a Bhagavatam class because he is my team leader. वो पहली बार है. If I give him a Bhagavatam class, मेरा पोजीशन का गौर प्रेमानंद होता था. I would have not got a job after, so I kept quiet. Eventually, Krishna was kind that he got another job, so he left. But for those who are working, I'm pretty sure even you all would have had this problem, and you still may have this problem with team lunch and all these things. So there is one formula that I have learned, and I've seen my father would do this because he would have a sales and marketing job and he would travel around. So if there was any team lunch or anything like that, he would just say, I have some acidity, some acid reflux. So not that we are ISKCON or anything. शरीर में प्रॉब्लम है, एसिडिटी प्रॉब्लम है, उसके लिए नहीं खाते, वरना हम भी खाते थे, लेकिन हम में थोड़ा एसिडिटी प्रॉब्लम, उसके लिए नहीं खाते. नाउ इंस्टेड ऑफ क्रिटिसाइजिंग दे स्टार्ट सिंपथाइजिंग विद यू. अरे रे हाँ, फिर नहीं खाना चाहिए. So that's a good trick. If you want to make sure you're working, at the same time your friends don't judge you, give a medical reason. Acidity problem है, ये फलाना ढिमकाना कुछ भी बोल दीजिए. अभी तो चैट जीपीटी का जमाना है. Look for a reason and share it. They will be friends with you, they will sympathize with you, at the same time your bhakti will be intact. So the reason I'm stressing so much about Srila Prabhupada is, oftentimes we speak about Prabhupada only when it is Prabhupada appearance or Prabhupada disappearance, etc. But it is also important to keep reminding ourselves again and again that whatever we have got, let's be grateful and appreciative of Srila Prabhupada, previous acharyas and the disciples of Prabhupada. We have never met Prabhupada. हम में से कोई प्रभुपाद के साथ भेंट हुआ नहीं हमारा, केवल पुस्तक के माध्यम से. But it is Prabhupada's disciples who have brought Prabhupada in our life. So let's be grateful, appreciative, and respectful for all that the Vaishnava Samaj offers us. Having said this, let's offer our head at the lotus feet of Prabhupada and then get started in our today's discussion. Srila Prabhupada ki. ठीक है. So this afternoon we'll be reading from the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, verse 26. If you cannot see it because of sunlight or whatever, please feel free to pull up on your phone. But make sure you don't go to WhatsApp. Because एक बार हाथ में फोन ले लिए हो, WhatsApp हो, Instagram notification हो, Snapchat हो, सब में हाथ चला ही जाता है. No? The finger is such, the moment you open, scrolling चलता ही रहता है, चलता ही रहता है, चलता ही रहता है, and Bhagavad Gita will be to the side, and then phone will take precedence. So make sure if you cannot see, you pull up only the words and then keep the phone to the side. ठीक है. Let's have a call and response. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachhati tadaham bhakti uphartam ashnami prayatatmanaha. Patram pushpam phalam toyam यो मे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति तदहं भक्ति उपरतं अश्नामि प्रयतात्मनः. पत्रं पुष्पं फलं तोयं यो मे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति तदहं भक्ति उपरतं Ashname prayatatmanaha. Can we have one volunteer from the Prabhuji and one volunteer from the Matajis? Anyone? Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachhati Someone from the Matajis? Anyone? Passing the parcel चल रहा उधर. पत्रं पुष्पं फलं तोयं यो मे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति तदहं भक्ति उपरतं Ashnami prayatatmanaha. Translation: if one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it. Can we please repeat? If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. This is a long purport. So, in the interest of time, we will not go through it. But I very humbly request, either after the class or when you're heading back home, not back home, but when you're heading back to your home, apne ghar, if you have time, please make sure you go through the purport, or after you reach home, just make sure you go through the purport. It's a very nice purport, but just in the interest of time, we'll not be able to go through it. So here in this verse, we see it's a very popular verse. We have heard it many, many times. I'm pretty sure many already have it memorized. And in this verse, we see Krishna says 4 things. Why did we pick this verse? Because this verse is something that the youth can resonate to. जब हम यूथ में रहते हैं, जेब में पैसा नहीं होता, माँ बाप से पूछना पड़ता है, वो पैसे भी जो मिलते हैं वो ट्रेन के लिए खर्च करना है, कॉलेज के लिए खर्च करना है, इत्यादि कई सारे चीज होते हैं उसमें खर्च करना है. तो इसमें भगवान की भक्ति हम कैसे कर सकते हैं? When we don't have any money in the pocket, how can we do any bhakti? But this is a very youth friendly verse. When Krishna is speaking to Arjuna, he understands that आगे चलकर ऐसे भी युवक होंगे जिनके जेब में पैसे नहीं होंगे और कई सारे प्रॉब्लम्स होंगे. But he says 4 things which are very easily obtainable. कुछ तो ऐसे शायद पैसे भी लगते नहीं है और कुछ ऐसे है जो it's very cheap. The first Krishna says is patram. Patram means a leaf. Second, Krishna says pushpam. Pushpam means a flower. Third, phalam, which means a fruit. So in Sanskrit, it is not phalam. There is no word like pha in Sanskrit. It is phalam. Phalam. So phalam means a fruit. And fourth, toyam, which means pani. Are these 4 things easily obtainable? Are these 4 things given by the Lord himself? ये चारों चीज ऐसे है भगवान ही देते हैं. The Supreme Lord gives and he expects us to give it back. It's like taking the water of the Ganges and offering it back to the Ganges. Taking the water of Yamuna and offering it back to the Yamuna. 4 things that are very easily found. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. Leaf, flower, fruit, and Krishna says or. He doesn't use the word and. If you see the translation, Krishna doesn't say ये और ये भी चाहिए. भगवान बोलते ये या फिर वो या फिर वो या फिर वो. तो आप देख लीजिए, यदि चारों दे सके तो बेस्ट, यदि ना हो सके तो 3 दे दीजिए, यदि 3 ना हो सके तो 2 दीजिए, 2 नहीं तो 1 भी दीजिए. भगवान बोलते हैं यदि प्रेम से वो व्यक्ति एक चीज भी क्यों ना दे, I will accept that also. Krishna is not behind the big things. He is behind the desire in which we are offering it to him. In the second line, Krishna says, Yo me. Yo me means yah me, unto me. So these 4 things, yah me, unto me, prayachati. The word yachati means to give. Dayacha means to give. But Krishna uses a prefix, prayachati. Like for example, hasa means to smile. But we have people whose name is Suhas. Suhas means smiling, but very nice smiling. Sada, prasada. Hasa, Suhasa. The first letters that are there, they are prefix. Pratyaya. Similarly, yachati means to give. Krishna says, don't just give. Give it prayacha. Give it in a very super excellent way. ऐसा दीजिए कि एकदम अलग हो. Wait a minute, क्या अलग हो? How can we give it to the Lord alag? How can we give it to the Lord different? Then Krishna says, bhaktya. Yo me bhaktya prayachati. Don't just give it to me with that prefix, prayacha. But what is that super excellent way of giving it? Bhakti. Bhakti के साथ दीजिए. Bhakti is like that one If you have a bank account and if there are 5 zeros in the bank account, if there is no one preceding the zero, अगर इन जीरो के पहले एक नंबर नहीं है या दो नंबर नहीं इत्यादि, क्या वो जीरो का कुछ अर्थ है? कुछ भी नहीं है. ठन ठन गोपाल, कुछ भी नहीं है. But if there is a one that precedes it, then your bank account has some value, right? Similarly, all that we do, that one that precedes it is bhakti. यदि भक्ति है, then everything starts making sense. But if there is no bhakti and we do other things, Krishna says it doesn't attract him very much. So, patram pushpam phalam thoyam, give these 4 things or any one of them, yo me, unto me, Krishna is saying, prayachati, in a super excellent way. But what is that super excellent way? Bhakti, with the process of bhakti. Third line, tad aham bhakti uparatam. Bhakti uparatam. Krishna says, I will accept it. That fruit or that flower, that water, that leaf that you give, bhakti uparatam, with bhakti that you give, I will accept it. If you notice, dear devotees, in the second line, Krishna has already used the word bhakti. फिर दोबारा तीसरे लाइन में क्यों भक्ति? Why Krishna has to use? If he has already said bhakti, it's understood. Krishna is again using the word bhakti. 2 times he is using the same word in a 4-line verse. Does Krishna not know how to compose a verse? अरे वो तो भगवान है. 48 मिनट में पूरा गीता सुना दी अर्जुन को. Krishna didn't tell Arjuna 1 minute, हम थोड़ा prepare करके आते हैं. Let me prepare some verses, then I will come and give Gita. Krishna didn't say, let's do one thing. एक Sunday feast plan करते हैं, तब तक मेरा slides prepare हो जाएगा, and then I will come and give you. Arjuna had a question, Krishna went straight, 48 minutes. And there was no point where Krishna thought, अरे इसके आगे verse कौन सा है? What is the next verse after this? Krishna went straight, zoom, no stopping. Why? Because he is Bhagavan. तो यदि भगवान है, तो क्या भगवान को पता नहीं कि एक ही श्लोक में 2 बार भक्ति का उच्चारण क्यों करे? If he has already explained the word bhakti, why is he using it 2 times? One commentator by the name Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he writes, Krishna is wanting to show to the world that if there is no bhakti, whatever you do, I will not accept. तो एक बार नहीं 2 बार भगवान बोलते हैं, यदि भक्ति है, then I will accept. Tad aham bhakti uparitam. That offering unto me that is there, ashnami. Ashnami means I will eat. Like for example, vadami. Vadami means to speak. Likhami, to write. Ashnami means to eat. Ashnami prayatatmana. Krishna says, I will eat. Now again, if you see the same point, in the 3rd line, Krishna is saying aham, tad aham. Aham matlab me. 4th line, he is again saying ashnami, I will eat. Wait a minute, if you are already saying I will eat, it naturally means you are talking about yourself. If you say I am going to eat, इसका अर्थ यही कि मेरे बारे में चर्चा चल रही है. So why is Krishna again using the word aham? Krishna is wanting to tell, Prabhupada writes, Krishna is wanting to say that someone may say that अरे भगवान है, भगवान तो कैसे भी खा सकते हैं. Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti. Krishna can eat through his eyes, through his ears, through other senses also. So maybe Krishna will eat with other senses. Krishna says, no. Aham ashnami. I will put my hand inside and I will eat from your offering. Aham ashnami. हम केवल नेत्रों से नहीं खाएंगे, हाथ डालेंगे. जिस प्रकार मनुष्य खाते हैं, हम उसी प्रकार खाएंगे. Aham ashnami. Wait a minute. Krishna, what did he say in the first line? Patram pushpam bhalam thoyam, and 4th line he is saying ashnami. Ashnami मतलब खा सकते हैं. Can you eat a leaf? तुलसी leaf खाते हैं. Can you eat phalam fruit? Mango, आमरस खाते हैं सब. Thoyam water, eat drink एक ही बात है. You can have flower. Do you eat a flower? कोई पुष्प खाते हैं क्या? You eat प्रभु जी? Anyone eats this? आप वृंदावन में जाइए, बंदर खाएंगे. वृंदावन की बंदर की क्या ही बात करें. आप तो जानते ही हैं, वृंदावन के बंदर इतने अनोखे हैं. They will do everything. They will eat flower also. They will take your glasses also. They will eat the glasses also. And चश्मा भी ऐसे उतारेंगे. How many have experienced going to Vrindavan? कई सारे महापुरुष हैं. It has happened to me also. Every person who has had glasses at one point, the monkeys of Vrindavan would have blessed you. I was one time with my mother, we were there in auto rickshaw and we were near Yamuna. And auto चल रहा था. अब चलती ऑटो में बंदर लेता है क्या कभी? नहीं लेता ना. It is only when you're standing it will take. मेरा तो चलती ऑटो में ले लिया. The auto was going, it was slow. He entered inside, put his hand on my head as a blessing. And it was Yamuna, so it was that Braj Raj was there. My head had impression of the monkey. He blessed me, and before I realized, he took my glasses. And in Vrindavan, when the monkey takes your glasses, you cannot just get glasses, but it will not happen. Vrindavan monkeys are not like this. Vrindavan monkeys want only one thing. Thane Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavai. Everyone is self-realized. Fruity. If you have not been to Vrindavan, my goodness, monkey और कुछ लेते नहीं है. उनको fruity चाहिए. वो भी no, not just normal fruity. Cold fruity. गर्मी के सीजन में ठंडा fruity चाहिए. वो भी straw डाल के. ऐसी नहीं लेंगे. अगर ऐसी आपने दे दिया वो बाप फिर से फेंक के मारेंगे. The monkeys want nice fruity with straw inside. He will drink. He will check whether it is up to his standard. Then he will give your glasses back. Dadati pratigrinati. Vrindavan ke bandar, my goodness, they are different. So, Vrindavan monkeys eat flowers. Human beings don't eat. So, Krishna is saying, Ashnami, I will eat. But how will Krishna eat a flower? Krishna says, if you give with love, I will eat that flower also. यदि आप प्रेम से पवाए, भगवान बोलते हैं हम वो पुष्प भी खा लेंगे. इसका क्या उदाहरण है? Can anyone tell me an example from Vrindavan Leela? Krishna, when he was sitting with his friends at Bhandirvat, that time one friend of Krishna, Sridham Sakha, he looks at Krishna and says, Krishna, close your eyes. Krishna says, why? Sridham Sakha says, you close your eyes, I want to give a very nice sweet that my mother has prepared. So Krishna says, Acha, okay, theek hai. Krishna, ekdam innocently, he closes his eyes. And now Krishna opens his mouth, expecting his friend is going to give a nice gulab jamun, rasgulla inside his mouth. But the friends of Krishna in Vrindavan, gulab jamun dur ki baat hai, they take a flower and stuff that flower inside his mouth. And Krishna is Ashnami. Krishna is eating and he opens his eyes. Hey, wait a minute. This is not some sweet. This is not a fruit. This is a flower. And Sridham Sakha says, Krishna, you only said Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. You only said Ashnami, you will eat. Okay, show it. And Krishna eats that flower. Why? Because it is given out of love. Doesn't mean we go to Radha Govinda and say, Bhagwan, aaj kuch nahi hai, pushp kha lo. But the point is, if it is given out of love, he is so kind, he will eat that also. जो हम नहीं कर पाएंगे भगवान वो भी कर लेते. क्यों? क्योंकि भगवान वस्तु के भूखे नहीं है. वो भगवान है. उनको अरे उनके पास सब कुछ है. आप मुकेश अंबानी को जाकर क्या दे सकते हैं? Can you give him something? Madhav, can you give anything to Mukesh Ambani? Nothing. Can anyone give anything to Mukesh Ambani? Nothing. वो तो एंटीलिया के मालिक है. उनके पास पैसा मतलब कुबेर के समान है. आप उन्हें जाकर क्या देंगे? Krishna is the Mukesh Ambani of Mukesh Ambanis. Kubera sits at his feet. Lakshmi sits at his feet. What can you give Krishna? भगवान वस्तु के भूखे नहीं है क्योंकि उनके पास सब कुछ है. वो प्रेम के भूखे है. Your parents don't want anything from you. What can you give your parents? They have all the money. They are funding your education because उनके पास पैसा है. आप माता पिता को क्या दे सकते? कुछ भी नहीं. लेकिन यदि आप प्रेम से उन्हें कुछ दे, they will accept it, even though it is coming from their money. उनके पैसे से यदि आप खरीद कर फिर उन्हें दे, they will still love it. Why? Because you are giving out of love. Similarly, Krishna provides everything. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. But if you pluck a leaf or a fruit, etc., and give it out of love, Krishna accepts. Why? Because he is looking for the love. And it's very interesting. Krishna in this verse, he doesn't say patrani, pushpani, phalani. He doesn't use plural. भगवान ये नहीं बोलते कई सारे पत्ते दे दो, कई सारे पुष्प दे दो, कई सारे फल दे दो. भगवान ये नहीं बोलते. भगवान बोलते पत्रम, एक पत्र दे दो, एक फल दे दो, एक पुष्प भी ठीक है, थोड़ा पानी भी ठीक है. Which explicitly makes it clear that he is not behind the objects, he is not even behind the quantity, he is just behind the quality of your heart. If the heart is fragrant with devotion, Krishna accepts it. So patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. This Bhagavad Gita is so interesting. Bhagavad Gita kinjit dita गंगाजल लव कणिका पीता सकृत एव मुरारी समर्चा क्रियते तस्य न यमेन चर्चा. आदि शंकराचार्य राइट्स, व्हाट इज द ग्लोरी ऑफ दिस भगवद गीता. हम भगवद गीता क्यों पढ़े? कई बार जो युवक होते हैं, दोज हु आर यूथ, द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, अरे ये करने से मुझे क्या प्राप्त होगा? व्हाई शुड आई डू इट? आदि शंकराचार्य सेज, व्हाई शुड यू स्टडी भगवद गीता? भगवद गीता किंचित दीता. इफ यू स्टडी भगवद गीता इवन वेरी लिटिल, एक पन्ना, एक श्लोक, एक लाइन, एक शब्द इत्यादि, भगवद गीता किंचित दीता. एंड सेकेंड, गंगा जल लव कणिका पीता, एंड यू एक्सेप्ट लिटिल गंगा वाटर. सकृत एव मुरारी समर्चा क्रियते तस्य न यमेन चर्चा. That personality who reads Bhagavad Gita little every day and takes little Ganga water every day, that personality, two things are guaranteed. Two things are guaranteed. One, क्रियते तस्य न यमेन चर्चा. आपका यमराज के साथ कभी कोई चर्चा होगा नहीं. Does anyone want to have any चर्चा with यमराज? यमराज बड़े, प्रभु जी तो दोनों हाथ से कर रहे हैं. We don't want any चर्चा with यमराज. यमराज में भी महाजन, बट वो ऐसे महाजन है, सब डरते उनसे. तो उनके साथ तो किसी को चर्चा नहीं चाहिए. बालक हो, वृद्ध हो, इंडियन हो, अमेरिकन हो, no one wants any चर्चा with यमराज. No one wants any conversation with यमराज. विष्णु पदमम आपनोति. And second benefit is that person for sure will get the lotus feet of Vishnu. Bhaya shokadi varjita. If someone studies Bhagavad Gita, bhaya, fear, shok, lamentation, varjita. Bhagavad Gita takes all the lamentation away, all the distress away. Whatever lamentation the person has from the past, whatever fear the person has of the present, and whatever anxiety the person has of the future, all of us have. पिछले का कुछ ना कुछ मन में चलता ही है. अरे ये नहीं होना चाहिए था, ये नहीं बोलना चाहिए था, वो एग्जाम के पेपर में ये लिखना चाहिए था, वो ठीक से कॉपी नहीं किया वरना पास हो जाता था. I remember in my engineering, I studied in RAIT, D.Y. Patil. So my goodness, in the first 2 semesters, सब पढ़ के आते थे. थर्ड सेमेस्टर से जो कॉपी स्टार्ट होता था, ओहो हो, सेमेस्टर एग्जाम प्रॉपरली दे विल डू बिकॉज मुंबई यूनिवर्सिटी, बट द मिड टर्म्स यूनिट टेस्ट जो होता था, माय फ्रेंड्स वर सच, माय गुडनेस, दे वुड राइट ऑल द फॉर्मूलाज इन द वॉल्स. अगर 8 बजे का एग्जाम है, 7 बजे आ जाएंगे, जल्दी ट्रेन पकड़ेंगे, 7 बजे तक आ जाएंगे कॉलेज, और 1 घंटा इंस्टेड ऑफ स्टडिंग दे विल राइट ऑल द फॉर्मूलाज इन द वॉल. एंड एवरी स्टूडेंट पूरा रो में दे विल राइट 1 फॉर्मूला. तो पूरा टीम वर्क. एंड देन नाउ व्हेन टीचर इज देयर, you have to copy also. So the teacher will be walking and they will be like all different poses, because you want to see the wall but you also don't want to make sure you're copying. So you will see the wall, you will see it down, and you will show as if you're acting. My goodness, सबने किए ही है. यहाँ कोई दूध से धुला नहीं, सब कॉपी किए ही है. Especially if you're engineering, medical, बिना कॉपी के नहीं होता है, सब किए. It happens in America also, कुछ अलग नहीं है. अमेरिका में तो चीटिंग, इट इज, you know how it works, exams in America? यहाँ in India, you have to memorize everything. In America, you are allowed to bring one cheat sheet. उसमें जो लिख के आना है लिख के लाओ. वो फॉर्मूला हो सकता है कुछ, इफ अगर आपको ऐसा कुछ है कि ये क्वेश्चन पक्का आएगा, उसका आंसर लिख के आओ. एक पेज में जो लिख रहा है लिख के आओ. बिकॉज द गोल इज नॉट रट्टा मारना, द गोल इज टू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट. यहां द गोल इज मार्क्स, इसीलिए हम कॉपी करते हैं. देयर द गोल इज कॉन्सेप्ट समझना है, रट्टा नहीं मारना. सो वन चीट शीट इज अलाउड. एंड उसमें हमारे इंडियन वाले, ओ हो, जो अमेरिका के होते हैं वो कैसे चीट शीट लेके आएंगे. अगर एक चीट शीट है, एक कुछ लिखेंगे, 2 लाइन छोड़ेंगे, फिर कुछ लिखेंगे, 2 लाइन छोड़ेंगे, ऐसे करके आराम से लिखेंगे. अपने इंडियन वाले एंड टू एंड वो पेपर का एक स्थान भी नहीं छोड़ेंगे. वो पेपर निचोड़ के एक एक कॉर्नर में. माय गुडनेस. बिकॉज क्या करे, वो खून में है ना, अपना कॉम्पिटिटिव स्पिरिट तो इंडिया के खून में है, वो करना ही है. So sometimes for the American youth, it's a culture shock because they are not so competitive. They are behind projects. कुछ नया इनोवेशन करना है, कुछ नया कॉन्सेप्ट. हमारे लोग मार्क्स चाहिए, 90% चाहिए, 92% चाहिए. उनका माइंडसेट अलग है. तो पूरा एंड टू एंड वो चीट शीट में आगे पीछे लेफ्ट राइट सब लिख के आएंगे. So here we see Krishna is saying this point that he doesn't want multiples. He is okay with even one. So anyone who studies this Bhagavad Gita, Bhaya Shokadi Varjita, the fear that is there of present, lamentation of the past, and anxiety of the future is taken away. Everyone has anxiety. I'll just give you an example, and I'm pretty sure we are all familiar with this. This recently happened in Germany. There was a photo that went viral of one boy who was sitting in a train, and next to him was the Game of Thrones character, Arya Stark. I don't know who that character is. I saw in an article. Did we see that article? No? Oh, okay. So, recently, 1 week ago, in Germany, there was one boy who was sitting in a metro train. And next to him was the Game of Thrones character, this Mataji, Arya Stark, whoever. She was sitting next to him. And she was talking to him. And he didn't know she's the Game of Thrones character. So both were having a conversation, and he had little conversation, and he didn't pay much attention after that to her. So that photo went so viral that even if someone who was as popular as that lady was sitting, this boy was not giving much attention. Why? Because later it was realized that he was illegally living in the country, and he was having the anxiety that if this photo goes viral, he will be kicked out of the country. तो उसके हृदय में अलग एंजाइटी था. भय शोकादि वर्जित. He had not read Bhagavad Gita. Had he read Bhagavad Gita, Shoka would have been taken away. So he had another fear. But interestingly, so happened the German government was so kind upon him. When the photo went viral and this news went outside, they gave him a valid visa. They gave him a job also. That boy who was having anxiety attacks, now just with one photograph that went viral, pura life set ho gaya. But the point is, as youth and as adults, everyone goes through challenges. Everyone has anxieties. And especially in youth phase where there is so much identity crisis. There's a lot of identity crisis. When you're there with your friends, the friends are all, let's say, non-devotional, not much interested. When you come home, you have devotee parents. So, एक पैर इधर है, एक पैर उधर है. ऐसे फ्रेंड्स है जो भक्त है, कुछ भक्त नहीं है. माता पिता भक्त है, माता पिता को चाहिए कि आप भक्ति करें, और फ्रेंड्स आपको खींचते रहे, नहीं, let's go somewhere else. It's an identity crisis. The youth are in a phase where you're trying to understand, who am I? Should I be practicing bhakti? Or is this ash karne ka samana? Or should I have fun? And that's where Bhagavad Gita plays a very interesting aspect, where Krishna time and again addresses these different points. Throughout the Bhagavad Gita, we see of the 18 chapters that are there, the first 6 chapters form the Karma Yoga. The last 6 form Dhyan Marg. But the middle 6 chapters that are there is Bhakti, Bhakti Yoga. And in that also we see this 9th chapter is the central chapter of the 18 chapters. 18 ka half is 9. 9 chapter forms the center, and this 9th chapter is given the name most confidential knowledge. So this verse that is there, it is the center of the Bhagavad Gita. In the US, there was this one person who was put behind bars. Jail mein dale the. Please hear this. There was this one person who was a white American. He was put behind bars. They had put him in jail. Why? Because he was a racist. He was a racist. He would kill anyone who was not a white American. वो व्यक्ति ऐसा था, इतना रेसिस्ट था, यदि कोई गोरा अमेरिकन ना हो वो वध करता था, मार देता था. He had already killed 2 people. So the police arrested him and put him behind bars in Phoenix, Arizona. And the case was such that he had no bail, no parole. He could never be let out. 2 जन का वध कर दिया था. Why? Because he was a racist. Now in America, also in India, in the jail also devotees do preaching. हमारे डिवोटीज ऐसे है, मंदिर में नहीं जेल में भी प्रीचिंग करेंगे. डिवोटीज मंदिर में कैसे है, ऑडियंस यहां आता है, जेल में प्रीचर्स गो टू द जेल एंड प्रीच. प्रचार रुकना नहीं चाहिए. सो इन द प्रीचिंग इन द जेल इन फिनिक्स एरिजोना, you have something called as the prison ministry, where it's a part of ISKCON, one wing of ISKCON, prison ministry, and you go to the prison and distribute books and you give classes to the jail people. जेल में एक थिंग गारंटीड है, व्हेन यू आर डूइंग अ प्रोग्राम, ऑडियंस इज गारंटीड. पब्लिसाइज करने का जरूरत ही नहीं है, नो रजिस्ट्रेशन. यहां प्रोग्राम के लिए वी हैव टू डू रजिस्ट्रेशन, व्हाट्सएप में डालना है, इंस्टाग्राम में डालना है. जेल में गारंटीड ऑडियंस. बट वन डिफिकल्ट थिंग इज, इफ यू आर स्पीकिंग टू जेल पीपल, वो जेल वाले हैं. आपने अगर थोड़ा कुछ ऊपर नीचे बोल दिया, आपका गौर पैमानंद हो जाएगा. दे आर जेल पीपल. So now one ISKCON devotee, he went for preaching in the jail and he started distributing Bhagavad Gita to jail people. Most people didn't accept. He came to this person, this white American who was in jail, and said, take Bhagavad Gita. That person looked and said, do you know whom you are talking to? He said, yes, I know, you are part of jail. That is why you should read Bhagavad Gita. And he started explaining the glories of Bhagavad Gita. And lo and behold, this person got so inspired that eventually, page by page, he started reading. Page by page, he became a sage. Page by page, he started reading the Bhagavad Gita. He got so inspired. He finished full Bhagavad Gita inside the jail. After he finished Bhagavad Gita, he started chanting 16 rounds inside the jail. After chanting 16 rounds in the Gita, Prabhupada keeps saying spiritual master, spiritual master, spiritual master. Now he wanted spiritual master. अब जेल में कहां से दीक्षा होगा? Diksha happens in the temple, not in a jail. Now he cannot go out. So the devotee who was preaching, he called the Prabhupada disciple Sripad Vaisheshika Prabhu from California. He called him and he connected him to this jail person. Vaisheshika Maharaj flew to Phoenix, Arizona, spoke to him, stayed in touch, and inside the jail initiated him and gave him the name Balavan Nitai Das. Inside the jail, you really have to be Balavan to practice. Look at Vaisheshika Maharaj's mercy. He goes to the jail, inspires him, gives him beads, takes all his sins and gives him the name Balavan Nitai Das. Now the person is still in jail. But inside the jail, preaching is going on because apna hi aadmi andar hai abhi. Now full Phoenix, Arizona is like Gaur Premananda inside. My goodness. Devotees, Krishna Bhakta ai bada chatur. If you don't come for a program, devotees will come to your home, preach to you, inspire you and bring you to the path of bhakti. So this Bhagavad Gita, we see first point Krishna says, what are we supposed to offer him? One patram. Patra means, as we said, a leaf. And this primarily refers to a tulsi leaf or any other form of leaf, but most often a tulsi leaf. Can anyone give me an example of any pastime where tulsi leaf was used to attract the mercy of Krishna? कई सारे हैं. I am sure we know. Yes, Mataji. Advaita Acharya, thank you. That was the first example I had written. Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya was worshipping a Narsingha Shaligram. And he read in the Gautamiya Tantra, Tulasi dala matrena jalasya chulukena va vikridite swa atmanam bhaktebhyo bhaktavatsalaha. The Gautamiya Tantra explains that anyone who worships Shaligram with Tulsi water and Ganga water and Tulsi leaves, anyone who worships Krishna, Shaligram with Ganga water and Tulsi leaves, Krishna says, I sell myself to that person. हम बिक जाते हैं, हम ऋणी हो जाते हैं. जो व्यक्ति गंगा जल और तुलसी अर्पित करता है, Krishna says, I sell myself. That's a rain shower of mercy. Krishna says, I sell myself. And Advaita Acharya saw that. And he started worshipping Narsingha Shaligram with Ganga water and Tulasi leaves. And he started calling out to Vishnu, my dear Lord, you promised. हमने नहीं लिखा, आपने promise किया है. Now you please come down. Little Ganga water and Tulsi leaves brought Shachinandan Gauranga Mahaprabhu down to this world. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki यदि गौर न होई तो तबे की होई तो केमोने धरिताम दे राधार महिमा प्रेम रस सीमा जगत जानते के. यदि if Mahaprabhu had not appeared, there was no question of kirtan, no kirtan melas. Can you imagine a life with no kirtan melas? No Mira Road kirtan mela ho ya jo bhi ho, there's no kirtan mela if not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's descent. But how did Mahaprabhu come down? Patram, one tulsi leaf. In the third canto of the Bhagavatam, it is explained, the four Kumaras who were there, the sons of Brahmaji, when they were meditating, their meditation completely broke at one point. Tasyaravinda nayanasya padaravinda kinjal kamishra tulasi makaranda vayu antargatasva vivarena chakara tesham sanshobham aksharujusham apichetatanvo. Canto 3, chapter 15, text 43 of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Shukadev Goswami says that when the four Kumaras were meditating, nothing could break their meditation. उनका meditation हमारे जैसे नहीं था. Our meditation we know. Our chanting we know. हम जब माला उठाते हैं, when we start our chanting, our focus is more on the counter beats and less on the chanting beats. Right? हम जब माला करते हैं, यहां कितना और बचा है, बार बार हम इधर ही ध्यान इधर ही होता है. And sometimes it so happens that we are chanting and we feel इतना देर से माला कर रहे, माला हो ही नहीं रहा है. प्रभु जी इतना देर से कर रहे, माला हो ही नहीं रहा है. प्रभु जी एक्सपीरियंस्ड इट. कभी कभी होता ही नहीं है, कभी कभी 16 माला मक्खन की तरह होता है, एंड कभी भी करते 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 होता ही नहीं है. So focus is more here on the counter beats and less on the chanting beats. Ideally, it should be the other way around. The focus should be more on the chanting beats, less on the counter beats. So the four Kumaras, their meditation was not like our meditation. Our meditation breaks very easily. We are chanting, one WhatsApp pop-up notification comes. Mala side में पहला notification क्या है? Instagram हो, इत्यादि हो, पहला notification देखना है. And then Mala stops. And sometimes it so happens that our round is almost about to be done. And फिर हाथ से छूट जाता है. दुर्दैवमिदृशम यह जनिनानुरागा. इतना दुख, ओहो हो, फुल राउंड होने वाला है, लास्ट के एक दो बीट माला छूट जाता है. नाउ यू आर इन प्रेडिकमेंट. फिर से स्टार्ट करूं, किसको पता है? होता है, सबके साथ होता है, कभी ना कभी माला छूटा ही होगा. अरे किसको, मेरे हाथ अंदर है माला, अभी किसको पता माला हुआ है नहीं है. But four Kumaras were not like that. They were very strong in their meditation. But Shukadev Goswami says, when the tulasi that was offered to the lotus feet of Vishnu, when that tulasi was mixed with chandan And that fragrance entered the nostril of the four Kumaras. Those four Kumaras whose meditation could not be broken, that one tulsi leaf mixed with chandan, that fragrance broke their meditation. Tulasi, Patram. Krishna was in Dwaraka. And as Krishna was in Dwaraka, Krishna was sitting with Rukmini and Satyabhama, his principal queens. And at that time, one very interesting personality came. Yes, Mataji? Narad Muni. Narad Muni came there. And if you see Indian daily soaps, Narad Muni is shown as someone who chugli karte hai. Right? Whenever Narad Muni's episode comes, Narad Muni is shown as if he is some villain. He chugli karte hai. But reality is no. Narad Muni is the servant of the Lord. And all the time with his veena, he is chanting the names of the Lord. Narad Muni bajaye veena Radhika Ramana Name. Narad Muni bajaye veena Radhika Ramana Name. Narad Muni came playing the veena and he came to Krishna and he looked at Satyabhama and he looked at Rukmini and said, Satyabhama, I want to tell you something. The moment Narad Muni said that, Krishna's heartbeat increased. Because Krishna understood, Narad Muni means kuch na kuch, kaitari gondhal, nishchit hai. Some problem is going to happen. If Narad Muni is there, something off is going to happen. Narad Muni went to Satyabhama and said, I want to tell you something confidential. Satyabhama said, yes, what is it? Narad Muni said, no, not here, not in front of Krishna, separate. Satyabhama came. Narad Muni said, actually, Krishna doesn't love you much. Krishna loves Rukmini more. Satyabhama said, no, hey, he loves me also. He gave me palace. Narad Muni said, wo sab to theek hai. But reality, no. He loves Rukmini more. And Narad Muni started gas lighting, aag lagana. And now Satyabhama's anger started increasing. Satyabhama was naturally short-tempered. In Gaur Leela, Satyabhama comes as Jagadananda Pandit. Again very short-tempered. Satyabhama got angry. And Narad Muni said, well, there's one way we can make sure that you get Krishna in your life. We'll do one thing. We'll do Tulabharam. You know what Tulabharam is? If you see outside, I remember on Friday when I was here, there was the Bhagavad Gita and you have the balance. And one side the person sits and according to his weight, Bhagavad Gita is distributed. Narad Muni said, let's do Tulabharam of Krishna. And whatever you have, you keep it on the other side. And if you can get Krishna on your side, then Krishna is yours. Satyabhama said, that's very easy. What's the difficulty? Narad Muni said, dekhte. Krishna came, Krishna sat. Satyabhama brought all the jewels that she had and she placed it on the other side. And there's no difference. The weighing scale is not even moving. She brought more jewels and more jewels and more jewels and she put all the jewels and Krishna is, the weighing balance is not even moving. Finally, Satyabhama thought to herself, whatever I have given, but I'm not able to match Krishna. I'm not able to get him back. What should I do? Narad Muni said, ask Rukmini. Jale pe namak chhidaka. Ask Rukmini. Maybe Rukmini will know something. Satyabhama went to Rukmini and said, do you have some way? I mean, how can we make sure we get Krishna? Rukmini said, that's it. It's very easy. Satyabhama said, what do you mean it's very easy? I gave all my jewelry. I still cannot get Krishna back. Rukmini went inside and brought a tulsi leaf, patram, and placed it on the other side. The moment Rukmini placed it on the other side, that one tulsi leaf was enough to conquer Krishna. And Rukmini said, there's only one thing. Oh Satyabhama, Narad Muni would have told you that I am dear to him, but in reality is, no one is as dear to Krishna as Tulasi. Why? Because Tulasi has a name, please repeat, Krishna Jivani. She is the life of Krishna. And no one can become as dear to Krishna as Tulasi. So Krishna says, Patram, if someone offers a tulasi leaf, हम बिक जाते हैं. हम बिक जाते हैं. Krishna says, I sell myself. Second, he says, Pushpam, a flower. If someone offers a flower, Krishna says, I accept that. Can you give me one example of someone who offered a flower to Krishna? Ah, very good. Gajendra. Manye dhanabhijana rupa tapashrutojas teja prabhava bala paurusha buddhi yoga naradhanani bhavanti parasya pumsam bhaktya tutoshna bhagavan gajayotapaya. 799 prayers of Prahlad. Prahlad Maharaj says, Manye dhana, our wealth cannot attract Krishna. Manye dhana abhijana, our following, our fan following. कितने फॉलोअर्स है इंस्टाग्राम में, फेसबुक में इत्यादि, भगवान को कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. How many followers we have, Krishna doesn't care. Because how much ever followers we have, we cannot match Krishna. Our wealth cannot attract Krishna. Our followers, fan following cannot attract Krishna. Our intelligence cannot attract Krishna. Our beauty cannot attract Krishna. None of these abilities can conquer the heart of Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj says there is only one thing. Bhaktya tutoshna bhagavan gajayutapaya. There is only one thing that attracts Krishna, and that is bhakti. What did Gajendra have? He was a four-legged animal. The crocodile caught his foot. His family members left him. His friends left him. Everyone left him. His children left him. And at that time, all that Gajendra had was one flower. That also the Lord had only placed in that pond. Bhagwan hi wahan rakhe the. And Gajendra picked up that same flower and offered it to Krishna and said, My dear Lord, there's nothing else I can offer you. हमारे पास और कुछ भी नहीं है. हम बिक गए हैं प्रभु. हमारे पास कुछ भी नहीं है. That one flower that you have given, that one flower that you have given, I am again offering it back to you, my dear Lord, please accept it. Krishna, when he saw that one flower, it is explained that day Krishna flew faster than Garuda to protect Gajendra. My Guru Maharaj was saying that when Krishna saw that flower, Krishna's heart got so melted that Krishna sat on the back of Garuda and said, Garuda, please, let's go. And Krishna didn't even have time to put on his upper cloth. So as Garuda was flying, Krishna was adjusting his upper cloth. He was so eager to help Gajendra that Krishna didn't care whether his abhushan was ready. All that he thought was, my Gajendra has given one flower and I have to protect him. एक पुष्प से भगवान बिक जाते हैं. क्या एक पुष्प हम भगवान को नहीं दे सकते? One flower we cannot give to Krishna. One simple flower. Third, Krishna says, Phalam, give me one fruit. Again, easily obtainable, one fruit. For fruits also, we have so many examples. Mahabharat, the famous episode of Vidhurani. Krishna was ready to eat the banana peels and not the bananas. She was offering the peels to Krishna and throwing the bananas in the trash. And Krishna was accepting the peels. And even when Vidhura came and reminded Vidhurani, Krishna said, no, the bananas don't have so much taste as much the peels had. Why? Because Vidhurani gave it out of love. Phalam, one fruit. One fruit attracts Krishna. One time in Amsterdam, in Holland, there was temple installation, temple opening ceremony. And yagya was made. And Prabhupada was sitting in the yagya. And Prabhupada asked his disciples to bring fruits. Now in yagya, when fruits have to be brought, you keep the fruits on four sides. The disciples came back with fruit salad. They gave fruit salad to Prabhupada. Prabhupada looked at this and said, what should I do? they thought that Prabhupada is asking fruits, why not we give the best fruit salad hi de dete. Prabhupada said, in Yajna, I need proper fruits, I don't need fruit salad. And every single thing of the Amsterdam temple opening was a complete mess. Nothing was working out, and Prabhupada was very agitated. So that time, one hippie was standing at the back, long hair, and the devotees had preached to him that whenever you are in anxiety, whenever you are agitated, chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna will take care. Now he saw Prabhupada agitated. He came to Prabhupada and said, Swamiji, don't take tension, chant Hare Krishna. He who taught the world to chant Hare Krishna, hippie is coming in and telling him chant Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, if it was you and I, we would have said, Arey, aap kaun hai hame sikhane wale? But Prabhupada was so kind. Prabhupada said, yes, he's saying the right thing. Prabhupada went to a corner, put his hand inside the bead bag and started chanting Hare Krishna. What he preached, he practiced. So instead of phalam, he got phalam salad, fruit salad. But we see this is one more thing that attracts Krishna. And finally, we have the fourth, toyam. Toyam means water. Srila Prabhupada gives this example when Srila Prabhupada was there in Radha Damodar Mandir. That time there was this one old lady. And this old lady, because she was old, she was incapable of doing anything else. She had only one service. And that one service was to go every day to the banks of Jamuna, get water, collect water from the bank of Jamuna and bring it back for the worship of Radha Damodar in Vrindavan, Jiva Goswami's temple. All day, every day, for years to come, for decades, she did this one service, offering toyam, water. When she left this world, Srila Prabhupada had tears in his eyes and Srila Prabhupada said, she has definitely got Krishna because all her life, religiously, she did this one thing, offering toyam to Krishna. One thing that we do, of even the four things. Best is offering all four, but even if one we give, Krishna accepts. But dear devotees, before we end, this is the external meaning of this verse. Krishna is actually giving a deeper meaning. The external meaning is patra means leaf, pushpa means flower, phalam means fruit, and toyam means water. But there is a deeper meaning to this verse. Do you want to know what that is? Srila Prabhupada writes, the patram leaf, if you see in Vrindavan, Krishna wears a peacock feather, which is like a leaf. And these peacock feathers symbolize the Atma Nivedanam, Atma Samarpan of the peacocks. All that they have, their body is filled with these peacock feathers, the patrams. And they are ready to pluck everything to offer it to Krishna. So the higher meaning of the word patram is we should be in a position like the peacocks to offer all our body, all our senses in the service of Krishna, like the peacocks. Second, pushpam. Pushpam externally means flower. But Krishna thought to himself, in Kali Yuga, everyone will not come and offer a pushpam to me. So why not I go in their life and I personally offer pushpam? Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and made a garland of pushpams, which is the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He made a garland of 32 names where every flower is like the name of Krishna. And Krishna thought to himself as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kaliyug के जीव ऐसे हैं कि वो यहाँ आके पुष्प प्रदान नहीं करेंगे, अर्पित नहीं करेंगे. Why not I go and garland everyone with the chanting of the holy names? सई द्वारे आचंडाले कीर्तने संचारे नाम प्रेम माला गौथी पोड़ीला संसारे. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went one notch higher and started not accepting flowers but making a flower garland and giving everyone in the form of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Third, phalam, fruit. Do we eat a kacha fruit or do we eat a paka hua fruit? Paka, we eat a ripened fruit, which means when you're ready to offer the patram, that is all your senses in the service of Krishna, and when your heart becomes soft like the pushpam by chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then your bhakti will become ripe or pakka like the phalam, fruit. Your bhakti will be ripened when you do these things. And when your bhakti is ripened, the fourth thing happens. Toyam, tears start falling from your eyes. Nayanam galadashudaraya vadanam gadgadar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains. Toyam, tears start coming. So the external meaning is patram leaf, pushpam flower, phalam fruit, and toyam water. The internal meaning is patra means senses, offering our senses to Krishna. Pushpam means offering our heart, which is soft like a flower by the chanting of Hare Krishna. Phalam is the byproduct, bhakti that gets ripened by practicing this path. And finally, the cultivation or the culmination, toyam, tears flowing from the eyes. In this way, Krishna tells Arjuna, please let us all chant this verse one last time and end our discussion. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti uparitam अश्नामि प्रयतात्मनः श्री भगवद गीता की ताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. So, what a wonderful class, right? 1 hour, almost 20 minutes. We were all, mesmerized by Prabhuji's wonderful class. So let us express our gratitude to him in our traditional style by 3 times now we chanting.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
So as Prabhuji started the session with, glories of Srila Prabhupada. Take the video down. So as Prabhuji started the session with Srila Prabhupada, so I would like to just share a few more things. So these books, which were wonderfully written by Srila Prabhupada, small books, then we have Bhagavad Gita, Krishna book, all these books by Prabhupada was traveling. Okay, he wrote this. All these books were written by Prabhupada while he was traveling. Sorry, he was traveling. Night at 2 a.m. he used to get up, okay, and he used to write these books. And he poured out his love and heart in these books. So this is the marathon one, and all these books, Bhagavad Gita, and all this Bhagavad Gita is available. All the books are available in different languages: English, Hindi, Marathi, and other regional languages. Like Prabhuji gave example, wife sold the Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita for a tea. What we did next day? If you and me would have been there, we would have cursed, we would have cried, and we would have rejected. Prabhupada started writing next day. So his immense contribution is in his books, and all these books are available at very discounted rates. And I always say these 2 things: these small books, right? Like they are available at a cost of 2 vada pav. You go out, you eat 2 vada pav, right? That's the cost of these books. And I always say in these books, 1 vada pav, 1 time, 1 book lifetime. So, and this Bhagavad Gita, right, this is 700-page book. Even if you Xerox nowadays, it is 2 rupees per page, 1400 rupees. This Bhagavad Gita is available only for 250 rupees. In the English, much lesser. And I always say this, right? 1 pizza, 1 time, 1 Bhagavad Gita lifetime. At the cost of pizza, get Gita in Krishna book. So please take opportunity when you will go out, you will get these books. Now you will say that, okay, this books, biggest excuse people give is I don't have time. Okay, so no one, my dear friends, you will never get a time today, Sunday after.